Good morning. We're meditating today on the teachings of the prophet Joel, where he's calling human beings to repent and return to the heart. Come back to me with all your heart, fasting, weeping, mourning. Let your hearts be broken, not your garments torn. Turn to Yahweh your God again. For Yahweh is all tenderness and compassion. That is what Joel writes about. Of course, it's focusing on the via negativa, on our fasting and weeping and mourning, and letting our hearts be broken, getting in touch with our grief. All this seems immensely applicable to our crisis that we call climate change today. A crisis that in fact is an emergency about our own extinction as a species and the extinction of so many other species with us. So it's a big message that Joel is addressing here. And the promise is that there can be an outpouring of the Spirit on all people. And this is how Joel puts it in a very memorable passage. I will pour out my Spirit on all humankind. Notice, it's non-sectarian, it's universal, all humankind. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Notice, the younger generation will prophesy. Your old folks shall dream dreams. So the elders too have something to offer coming from the dreams. And your young ones shall see visions. Even slaves, men and women. On them too I will pour out my Spirit in those days. I will display portents in heaven and on earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. Well, we certainly have had lots of columns of smoke and fire where I live in Northern California. The sun will be turned into darkness. That too happens when wildfires happen and the sky is filled with dark clouds and the sun is no longer visible. The moon will be turned into blood before the day of Yahweh dawns, that great and terrible day. So this is a call to awaken to the cosmic pain that is among us, that we're calling climate change. But there's also a sign of hope that people of all ages, all generations, and all people of all tribes, of all nations, of all races and religions will be awakened to take their responsibility to be the prophets that interfere with the causes of climate change. So in many ways, this is a positive message because the Spirit is coming to wake us all up. And so Joel goes on. When that day comes, that day when everyone wakes up to their own prophetic calling, to the work of the Spirit in their dreams and in their visions, in our hopes, when that day comes, the mountains will run with new wine and the hills flow with milk, and all the riverbeds of Judah will run with water, will run with water. So this is that dialectic between despair and hope, between the via negativa and the via creativa and transformativa that brings back the blessings of the via positiva, the blessings and the goodness of creation that was laid out before we arrived over a 13.8 billion year journey that made this earth possible and everything wonderful that we share this earth with, including one another. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.